Hello, everybody. We are going to drop a love reading today. It's going to be messages from your person. I've already got some cards pulled out for each sign out of multiple decks. We're going to clarify with tarot. We're going to start out with Aries. The first deck that I'm using is the What's Up deck by Fire Witch Tarot. And this says Alone in Love. So here we have somebody who is just feels like they've screwed up a lot of relationships. They're never going to make it with anybody. They're really struggling. And I feel like a lot of this is kind of like the afterburn of either a bad breakup or a bad argument. And then maybe there was some time that went by where, you guys didn't talk. We do have divine intervention. Okay, so something is going to bring this connection back around or bring communication back into this connection. There's going to be some kind of a catalyst. There's going to be an event. This is almost like, that Tower card, right? We also have, I can be myself with you. So we have somebody, one or both of you who, I think it's this person that's alone, that really felt like this is going really well. They could be themselves. They felt like this was great. And all of a sudden something happened. We do have the real deal. There could have even been a proposal, but this was a love match that felt like it was going somewhere, right? That felt like it was going to be together forever. And here we have, I wasn't honest with you about my feelings at the time. So I do think that one of these people pulled away, right? Pulled away and left this other person, this person that thought, man, I think this is a great situation. I think this is a great, relationship. I feel damaged. Like I just can't do this. So this person who hurt you or vice versa, does really want to be with you. Right. And they've left you with some feelings of doubt, like you were never going to find anybody, but it wasn't you, it was them. Okay. And I'm not saying that nothing's wrong with you. I'm just saying in the terms of this reading, whatever has happened, we have the Three Swords. There could have been a situation where, you were betrayed or stabbed in the back. There could have been a third party, but something just really hurt. You got lied to or something, but there's going to be some divine intervention that brings this connection back around. Okay. Yeah, the Nine of Pentacles. Just when you start to feel like you can stand on your own again and you've learned your lessons, and same with the other person, that's the time when this divine intervention hits, right? And we have the Hierophant. This person may very well come back around and decide to be in a very committed relationship, maybe even marriage, right? And here we have the Knight of Swords. Could be an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. But this is somebody who maybe in the past didn't think before they acted always. Maybe had some harsh words. And it was because they felt damaged or and they weren't being honest. But at the same time, again, there's going to be this divine intervention that brings the two of you back around. So just work on healing yourself from this Three of Swords so that you can get to this Nine of Pentacles energy, right? This abundance on your own, this independence, because you have to get to the Nine of the Pentacles before you can get to the 10. Okay. Ooh, all right. So that's what we had for our Aries gang. Let's shuffle these. Let me know how that resonates for you guys. Leave me the sign of the person that you're dealing with down below. Talk to me. Tell me what's up. I like your comments. I like to read them. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Also, if you'd like a personal reading, all of that's in the description box below. All right, let's move on to Taurus. What do we have for Taurus? All right, we have I caught feelings. Yeah, you did. Date, courting, dating, anniversary, meeting up. We have you brought out the best in me. I came alive in your presence. We have interference. We have I don't know if you feel the same. And we have our connection still affects me. So it seems like, you know, maybe you guys just went out like on a date or had a one night stand or whatever, and it turned into this pretty amazing relationship. And then something happened. What is this interference? You guys are not together right now, Taurus. Or if you are, there's some kind of problem. But I feel like for the most of you, you weren't supposed to catch feelings. This was just supposed to be like for fun or one time only or whatever. But when I read this, you brought out the best in me. I came alive in your presence. That's pretty intense emotion, right? That is pretty intense emotion. All right. What is this interference? What is this interference? What's going on here with this interference? Tower. So I feel like this could be a situation where somebody lost everything. Maybe there was a job loss, a home loss, you know, a death in the family. It could have been anything, but it was big and it was powerful. And it just brought this relationship to a screeching halt. Yeah, the lovers. You guys are meant to be together. And that comes out, I mean, that's right under this. I know you don't feel the same. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. I think that whatever happened with this tower moment just really messed this other person up. Yeah, the Ace of Wands. You're going to be hearing from this person. Definitely going to be hearing from this person. Yeah, the Ten of Cups. This is going to be a really beautiful relationship once all of this chaotic energy kind of winds down. Ooh, and the Devil. Yeah, whatever this interference was, they may not have handled it very well either. It could have been, you know, something toxic in their family, something toxic in their work, something, just whatever it was, but they didn't handle it very well, right? They also weren't expecting to feel the way that they felt about you. And the Seven of Wands. They're going to be ready to fight for this connection. They are. They're going to be ready to fight for this connection. The problem is, you know, you may be on the defense a little bit. Which I get it, because I feel like they just didn't handle their emotions correctly. And maybe you didn't either. And this is not about judgment. This is just about a situation where, you know, you met, you went out, maybe you had a one night stand. You didn't think it was going to turn into this flourish of emotions. But even though you haven't talked to each other or seen each other in a while, you're both still very connected about this, or very, affected by this connection, but you're left wondering what the other person thinks. So, but I will say that I do feel like this will come back around. All right, let's shuffle and get ready for Gemini. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. If you want a personal reading, all that information is in the description box below. Let's do this. All right. Gemini. What's up? Well, I have other things to worry about. So somebody may be in a situation right now where they've got a lot going on and they just don't have time to think about a relationship, right? Intuition, gut feeling, psychics, premonition. Interesting. The problem is they may be saying, I have too many other things to do, but your intuition is telling you that they're thinking about you all the time. I'm working on myself so I can give you the love and relationship you deserve. They feel like they're not good enough. Secret lover. Interesting. I daydream about a life with you. And I got spooked. Okay, so here's what happened. One of you said, I have other things to worry about, right? And somebody went off on a wild hair and thought that there was another person involved. And I don't think it was. You may have gotten a bad tarot card reading that said the reason that this person is acting like this is because there's a third party. I don't necessarily think that there was. I think this person didn't feel worthy. I think they've been hurt in the past. I think they got scared because it got serious. And I think that they made excuses and maybe didn't necessarily tell you the truth because they were just petrified. They wanted to turn tail and run, right? Yeah, the King of Swords got stuck in his head. It's your energy, Gemini, right? I mean, it's Aquarius energy, but it's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy. Got spooked, just got spooked. And didn't feel like he was good enough. He or she was good enough. We have the King of Pentacles. Woo! So this person, it's right under, I'm working on myself so I can give you the love and relationship you deserve. So this is what they're doing. They're realizing that they may have acted too soon. And they're working on the kind of flightier parts of themselves. 10 of Wands. I think this person may very well have been a workaholic or spent a lot of time away from the relationship. And that's why, you know, maybe you thought that they had another person. They didn't. It just kind of felt that way because they were thinking about themselves more than they were thinking about you. But that was because they were trying to work on themselves. So they came out cold and callous. Like, you know, I just don't have time for this right now. Right? That's a very King of Swords thing to say. I daydream about a life with you. Boy, they sure are slow to come back around though, aren't they? With this Knight of Pentacles. But when they do, it's going to be a solid offer. And it may even come with, you know, an apology. Like, you know, I'm sorry I acted that way. I've been trying to get my shit together. But, you know, this King of Swords did get spooked. You see it right here. I got spooked and just turned tail and ran, right? And then now the Judgment card. Now the universe has brought that clap of thunder down. We've got the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So I think you guys will be able to come back together. There just needs to be there needs to be more communication. There needs to be more, you know, don't ask tarot card readers about the person before you ask the person about the person. Because I think that could have been something, you know, that was said here. Like somebody got a card reading and said that maybe they had a third person. But I think that third person energy was just them not believing in themselves. And they just turned tail and ran. Titus, honey, you can get in. You just have to push the door. My silly dog. Come on. Come on. Okay. There you go. Now you got in, Boogie Boo. So now we will move on to Cancer. Cancer. What is going on? All right, these are messages from your person. Don't force it if it's not your story, right? All right, Cancer, what do you got going on? This first card says acting brand new. Okay. And then we have the Truth card. This person may have turned over a new leaf, Cancer. This person may have been very aloof or kind of a player in the past. And now they're realizing, you know, maybe they should have told you more truths. Our beliefs were just too different. I couldn't reconcile mine to yours. So you were very different. Maybe they weren't accepting of who you were, or maybe vice versa. Arrows of love, Cupid. The problem when the arrow of love hits you is that it usually lands deep in that old booty cheek and doesn't go anywhere. I want you so badly. And I still love you. Cancer, you have somebody who acted like somebody that they weren't, or maybe even somebody that they were, but they're changing. They're realizing that their words affect people in negative ways, and that's not what they wanted. So this person's coming back around, and they're coming back around with brand new energy, with the truth, with confession, with revealing secrets, with clarity, right? That Queen of Swords energy. I like it. And here we have the Five of Cups, because they miss you. They don't want to be without you anymore. They're sad. They're lonely. They have regrets. And they have regrets about, you know, not being flexible enough to be in a relationship with you. Temperance, Sagittarius energy. This is alchemy and healing and transformation. This is the universe working in the background to make sure that this situation comes back through very balanced, very healed, right? I like it. And here we have justice. Again, fairness, balance. This person could have even been married and not told you. Or could have, maybe they told you that they were getting divorced, or there was just some kind of like little white lie there that wasn't necessarily little or white. But this person wants to come back around. They dream of you. They think about you, right? The Three of Swords. Yeah, there was a third party here probably in some way. You know, they like, I've heard this before. Like, oh, well, you know, we're getting divorced. I'm sleeping downstairs on the couch. Well, if you're getting divorced, you shouldn't be sleeping in the house, but whatever. I've heard that one. Okay. Let's get one more. These last two cards say, I want you so badly, and I still love you. Yeah, the Ten of Cups. You hear their Ten of Cups. They want to be with you. Four of Swords on the bottom of the deck. They want to heal this connection with you. So this person is going to come back around. They're going to tell you the truth. It's up to you what you do with it, but it looks like they're willing to make amends for the things that have happened in the past, which doesn't happen every day, does it? Oh my. All right, guys, let me know how you feel about this format. I've done a few readings this way where I lay all the cards out, you know, and then clarify with tarot. Just let me know what you think about it, how you feel about it. I'm kind of getting back into the swing of things, so I'm just not really sure what I want to do, honestly. All right. All right, Leo, what's going on for you? What do we got, Leo? What do we got? I'm playing hard to get. Yeah, because they're not talking to you at all. Deception, shady, temptation, and enemy. All right. Time has brought me clarity about us. I made the wrong choices. Autumn. I would do it all again. And I'm not the same person that you remember. Okay. So this person was a player and they lied in the very beginning, right? The problem is time has brought me clarity about us. I made the wrong choices. So the Four of Wands just tried to pop out. They were being a little aloof, you know, when you first met them. They were being a little, I don't know, didn't want to talk about a relationship or anything like that. They just wanted to have fun, right? Which is why, you know, maybe you guys were just meeting at each other's houses, not really going out on dates. They were being sneaky. They had something else going on. Let's see if we can figure out what it is. They had a situation they weren't ready to leave yet. What is this situation they weren't ready to leave yet? And it could have had to do with money and the Three of Cups, but it was a third party. So this is similar to Cancer. I feel like this is a situation where they were telling you they were divorced, or they were telling you they weren't together anymore. Or they were saying, oh, well, why only do this for the kids, blah, blah, blah. Well, the truth of the matter is that they just couldn't move on yet, right? And maybe they needed a place to stay and their ex-wife had one. I don't know. But time has brought me clarity about us. I made the wrong choices. Queen of Wands, that's how they see you. Very beautiful, confident, sexy, a very natural lover to have. The Queen of Wands is, you know, fire in the boom boom room. And they are missing out. So it looks like this card that says autumn could be the time that they come back around, right? The Five of Pentacles. Yeah, it's going to be the time they're feeling the worst about this situation. And that they want to come back around. Now, this is up to you what you want to do with it. Totally, completely, 100% up to you what you want to do with it. I would do it all again, and I'm not the same person that you remember. The Five of Swords. I would do it all again. I don't know that I trust this person to be completely and totally honest. You're really going to have to ask them if they're ready to be honest, right? But it does look like they're willing to win you at all costs. But I don't want them to be in a Five of Swords frame of mind. And I'm not the same person that you remember, the Eight of Swords. You're still hung up on this person because they would say one thing and then do another, and it was very confusing. We've got the Eight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. You may be hearing from this person. They may even just stop by. This is going to be up to you what you want to do with it. Because clearly, I don't know if they're all the way out of that Five of Swords energy. So make sure that this person is telling you the truth. And if you can't determine if they are or not, then you get to choose what you do with them, right? Ain't that the way it goes? All right. Let's move on to Virgo. Just messages from your person, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. All right, Virgo. Fairy tale lover. All right, Virgo. You met this person and knocked them off their feet. They didn't ever think that they would meet anybody like you. They never thought that a relationship or emotions could feel like that. Breakup, walking away, ending, separation, it's over. So you guys are in separation. I think they thought it was just too good to be true. That's what I think. I knew we'd been together in past lives. I recognize you. You were never a stranger to me. This is very twin flamey. Kind of like runner chaser energy, right? Lover in the night, temporary. This did not last long, although it made a very big impact on you because this is what twin flames do. I find you so attractive. This person still thinks about you. They still want to be with you, and you feel like home to me. This is very twin flame. I would be surprised if we didn't get twin flame cards, but it wasn't the right time for the two of you to be together. You know, it just didn't work for whatever reason. And a lot of times twin flames don't, right? Those relationships are meant to teach us other things. So this seemed just too good to be true. It was like the person you've always been searching for, even though you didn't know it. The person that you missed, even though you've never met them. Yeah, you made each other completely happy. Could have been dealing with a Leo. And the Ten of Cups. Wow. Yeah, this is very twin flamey, folks. This person wants a marriage, a stability with you. They want that success, that happiness, that high vibrating relationship. But it seemed too good to be true. The Seven of Wands. So it's self-imploded. It was like all of a sudden there was a huge problem. The Two of Swords. I think you guys are not even talking to each other anymore. And I think you're left feeling like this was just some fleeting thing, that it was temporary, that you're never going to see this person again. But with I find you so attractive and you feel like home to me, you are. Even if you're not talking to him right now. Hell, even if you haven't talked to him in years. The Ten of Wands. The silence is coming to an end, right? They can't fight it anymore, but they've also done a lot of hard work. They've also done a lot of internal work, right? Made some sacrifices, put in the effort, put in the hard work. And the Page of Wands. You're going to hear from this person. And when it comes in, it's going to be pretty abrupt. We have the Tower on the bottom of the deck. It's going to break down everything you thought you knew about your life and about this connection. Wow. That's pretty intense. Let me know how that resonates for you. Because that was a big one. All right. Let's see what's going on for Libra. We do have the pink full moon in Libra today and tomorrow. That energy will last for a few days, though. So get your moon water out there. Manifest what you want. Speak it directly to the universe. Speak it directly to the water. Right? Put that moon water out there. Talk to it. Tell it what you want. Put it in your refrigerator and drink some every day and say, thank you for giving me everything I've asked for. All right. Libra. Down to earth. Single, alone, isolated, lonely, guarded. So, this is hitting me in the feels right now for some reason. I'm not sure why. Okay. Our relationship was different and special. Other people didn't understand it. I'm going to explain all this. I just got to get through my emotions here. I don't know what's going on. Plenty of fish in the sea. I miss hearing your voice, and you are an angel. Okay. We have two people who are suffering in silence. Okay. One of you is single. I don't know if the other one is not. But they saw you as very down to earth. Just a very upfront person, right? And right now you're single. You're very lonely. You're very guarded. And other people didn't understand the connection that you had. Titus, no. This dog sits here in this room while I'm recording and chews on his feet. Drives me nuts. Been out walking in the grass, haven't you? Got some grass allergies. Okay. Let's see what we can figure out here. So I do think one or both of you is single and alone. Even if one person isn't single, they're very alone. They're very isolated. They're very lonely. And this relationship was different because I don't think you presented it to the world. I don't think you talked about it. I think people were like, oh, that person just wants to get into bed with you or whatever. And, you've tried to be very blasé. Oh, there's plenty of fish in the sea. But how you're both really feeling is I miss hearing your voice and you are an angel. So let's see what we can get. What's going on with this single card? The High Priestess, Piscean energy. We're not talking to each other for one. Nobody's telling anybody how they feel. Nobody's making contact. What's going on with this? Our relationship was different and special. The Fools. People thought you were an idiot. They thought you were just being used because they didn't understand this connection. And so, you were left alone thinking, oh, well, there's plenty of fish in the sea. But I think that was just a front because I think both of you were really hurting. Yeah, the Ten of Pentacles. One of you may even be in a connection right now or a marriage. And the other one that's not is like, well, there's plenty of fish in the sea because clearly that fish wasn't for me. But I don't think that's true. I miss hearing your voice. This is your person talking to you, even if they're in another connection. The Five of Wands. They're starting to, that feeling is starting to cause upheaval in their life, especially if they're in another connection. And you are an angel. The Eight of Cups. They're going to be walking away from that connection pretty soon. The Two of Pentacles. It's just a matter of time. They can only balance this energy for so long before they make a decision to come back around. Yeah, Two of Swords. They're not talking, but they're going to come. And when they do, they're going to want success. Whew. All right. These readings really pack a punch, even though they're not, like, lengthy. All right, let's move on to Scorpio. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you want a personal reading, all that information is in the description box below. Let me know how this resonates for you. I love your comments. All right, Scorpio. we've got a new chapter. Somebody's really trying to be the best person they can be. We've got mask, right? Hidden motive. So in the past, this person had a lot going on that they didn't tell you about. Being away from you hurts like hell. I didn't realize it would be this difficult. We also have transformative love. You're going to change this whole person, or vice versa. I won't let you down. And I feel badly for the way I treated you. You didn't deserve that. So this person was hiding something, right? And it could be, I don't know why I'm getting alcoholism here, but it could have been that. But it could have been anything like that. But I do feel like they're getting help somewhere. And they've taken off this mask. And they're willing to do the work because they didn't realize that it would be this hard to be away from you. And they're transforming their lives. And they're saying to you, I won't let you down. I feel badly for the way that I treated you. You didn't deserve that, right? What's this mask about? What's going on here? The Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups talks about confusion, illusions. Can also talk about drinking. So this person could have been a drinker and they hid it. Being away from you hurts like hell. I didn't realize it would be this difficult. Queen of Swords. Yeah, you're not even talking to them. Because whatever happened made you so angry that you just kind of ruthlessly cut them off. You know, it was self-preservation. Transformative love. This person is changing because they know they need to. And the world. Yeah, it's a cycle completion. And when they come back around, a lot of this is going to be healed. Now, whether or not you want to work it out with them is up to you. That's always up to you. I won't let you down, and I feel badly for the way that I treated you. You didn't deserve that. I won't let you down, the Sun. This person is going to be as faithful as they can possibly be. They're going to be honest because they see things clearly now, and they realize where their happiness is. And their happiness is within them, their healed selves, and with you. And the Five of Cups. Yeah, they have regrets about the way they treated you. They didn't want to be the person that let you down. But they just weren't ready to quit, doing whatever it was that they were doing that they were lying to you about or hiding or keeping a secret. Titus, I know. It's so exciting. It's a really beautiful day out, and I've got the door open, so he's just happy as a clam. Titus Clay. All right, so let's move on to Sagittarius. All right, Sag. We've got headstrong and witty. We've got text message, communication, news, phone call, direct message. We've got, I still feel your energy around me. I never believed in those things, but I do now. We've got enamored, love potion. I have trouble with intimacy, and your intensity frightens and allures me all at the same time. Sagittarius, you lit a fire in this person's pants. Let me tell you, they didn't really believe in soulmates or true love or any of those things until they met you. And then kaboom. They like how stubborn and smart you are. I feel like you guys are text messaging all the time or Snapchatting or whatever it is you kids do now, right? And they're saying these really profound things that they think sound really corny. Things like, I never believed in these things before. I do now. I feel your energy all around me. But they do have trouble with intimacy. So they may be pulling back, right? They may be pulling back. Four of Wands. They don't want to pull back. They just can't believe that this is real, that this is a partnership that's meant for them. And the Queen of Swords. This Queen of Swords energy, it's, you know, very truthful, very decisive, very headstrong, very witty, right? What is this enamored love potion? I feel like you guys are like fire and ice, and I don't know why I want to say that. But that's what I want to say. And the Five of Cups. This person is very up and down. One minute they're all in, and the next minute they're not. They do have issues. This, I have trouble with intimacy. So they might seem like a totally different person sometimes. Which could just be some mental health things, you know, that they need to get into check. I have trouble with intimacy. Seven of Cups. This person could drink when their feelings overwhelm them, right? And your intensity frightens and allures me all at the same time. They don't even know what to do with you. They don't even know where to put you. They want to be with you so bad, and you scare the hell out of them. The Ten of Cups. There's you know, the energy here for you guys to be a really beautiful couple. They just are kind of back and forth. They need to work on these intimacy troubles. And if it's showing up in this reading, then you're one that can help them, right? Because sometimes we've been so hurt in the past that we don't believe that we deserve love. And we all deserve love. Everyone. All right. Well, let me shuffle these. We're going to do Capricorn. We've got Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces left. Capricorn, what's up? I just need to be alone right now. Player, charming, manipulative, karmic, being tested. I've committed to someone else because they don't challenge me. Farewell. Alrighty. Will you ever make things right? And I just wasn't ready for you. Well, this is a story that tells itself, right? This person was a player. They weren't expecting to have any emotions. They didn't want to be challenged. They wanted to do what they wanted to do without any care in the world for what the other person wanted, right? So they've kind of moved on to somebody else and told you goodbye. The problem is, you know, you're still on their mind and they're still on your mind. And I think all you really want is an apology, you know, like, I'm sorry I treated you that way. Talk to me about this player. The Page of Swords, he's still watching you. Keeping an eye on you, being nosy. Knows what's going on. He may say, I just need to be alone right now, but he's still watching you. What is this? I've committed to someone else because they don't challenge me. The Page of Pentacles, somebody immature. Somebody not as emotionally mature. Right? That would make sense. That would be somebody who didn't challenge them. And here's this farewell. What is this farewell? The Lovers. This person may have even ran off and got married to somebody else because you scared the hell out of them. And like just left a Dear John letter, right? Will you ever make things right? The Nine of Swords. You can't let this drive you crazy. Because this wasn't about you. This was about them. I just wasn't ready for you. So if you're waiting on this person to come around and admit their faults and talk to you about everything, that may not happen. The Three of Cups. Yeah, I think they're, you know, in another connection right now. So I do think they're still watching you. I do think they still are interested in what you're doing. They just are saying, I need to be alone right now. Even though they're watching you. Even though they've committed to somebody else. Don't drive yourself crazy wondering if they're ever going to contact you and say you're sorry, because you may not ever get closure from this person. I think that happens with a lot of relationships, especially with women. We don't get closure. You know, somebody will just kind of bounce and we're like, wait a minute, what happened? And closure is a luxury. What you doing, Titus? Why don't you lay down, big boy? All right. Aquarius. I've gotten advice about you. Maybe even a tarot reading. Relationship, commitment, partner, boyfriend, girlfriend. I should have believed in you. You always had my best interest at heart. Realization. There's that light bulb moment. I feel the sexual tension. And I knew I screwed things up and honestly have no idea how to fix it. This is a person that wants to come back around. This is the person that's getting advice about you, tarot readings about you, asking their friends, what do? I don't know what to do. Maybe they weren't ready for people, you know, for somebody to have an opinion about the things that they did in their life, or even to want a stake in that life, right? But now they realize it. And I feel the sexual tension. That's just kind of confirmation that this, if you're thinking about this person and wondering if it's who you're thinking about, if there was explosions in the boom boom room, that's who this is. And this person says, I know I screwed things up and honestly have no idea how to fix it. So this person wants to come back around. They want to be in a relationship. They're thinking about you. The devil. What's this devil? You could have moved on and are in a relationship and they are just acts like obsessed with you. The Eight of Cups. They may have walked away from a relationship also. So I should have believed in you. You always had my best interest at heart. And the Queen of Cups. You know, you loved them. You were loyal. You were caring. And maybe they didn't get that anywhere else, right? You weren't, you know, cold and unfeeling. You really were invested in this connection and you really loved them. What's this realization? Temperance. The universe is working in the background to bring this back around together. Temperance can be a really big reconciliation card. Good Lord, I couldn't get it out. And I feel the sexual tension. Even when you guys aren't together, you know when you're thinking about one another. You can feel it. Now, the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is almost like this idolized energy. The sexual tension that they had with you, they've never had with anyone else, and vice versa. And I know I screwed things up and honestly have no idea how to fix it. The Six of Cups. They're going to come back around and talk to you. They want to be with you. Ten of Pentacles. They want to be with you. They want to be married to you. They want to have you. To have and to hold. Wow. These readings kind of been all over the place. All right, last one. Pisces, my slippery little fish. What's going on with my slippery little fish? Right? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. If you want a personal reading, all that information is in the description box below. Let's see what's going on for Pisces. My slippery, slippery little fish. You know, I had myself a Pisces once. And let me tell you, they're slippery little fish. Alrighty. Pisces, we've got, trust me, I'm into you. They may be acting like they're not. Anxiety, stress, depression, panic attacks, restless. Okay. This person, it's all they can do to not think about you. I'm still trying to find a place for myself in the world. I feel like this person has had a lot of life experiences that has left them feeling like they don't fit, right? Their life has just been very different than other people's lives, and they have a hard time talking about it. Anticipation. Nice. I wonder how you feel. You guys are not talking. That's why there's this anticipation, and I wonder how you feel. Lying was just easier for me than telling you the truth. This person, because of the way that their life was, and it could have been for anything, okay? It could have been anything. Couldn't tell you a lot about themselves. Couldn't tell you a lot of truths. Couldn't tell you a lot of things that you asked about. And it made them seem flaky, or like they were liars, or like they had, that they just couldn't tell you things that they wanted to. But this person is saying, no matter how long it's been that I've been away from you, trust me, I am still into you, right? With this trust me, I'm into you card. Yeah, we got the Three of Swords. They may very well be in another connection right now, but they're still into you. That's why they're having this anxiety. What's going on with this anxiety? The Death card. They're going to transform some of this energy, and it may even be a death to a third-party connection or to the relationship that they're in. I'm still trying to find a place for myself in the world. This comes from a Pisces who their life was just different. And it's almost like they feel like they have to do all of these great, wonderful things in order to make up for some of the things that they did in their life previously, even though they may have just been following orders, if that makes sense. Queen of Wands. They want to be with you. They find you sexy. I mean, who wouldn't be into the Queen of Wands, right? What is this anticipation? What is this anticipation? The Nine of Wands. They're at their wits' end in this relationship or connection that they're in. They are very guarded. They want some space. They want some distance. They're tired of it. There's going to be a final push. And what's keeping them standing is this anticipation regarding you. I wonder how you feel. The Nine of Pentacles. They're looking at you or thinking about you, knowing that you're single, wondering, are you happy being single? Do you want them back in your lives? Would you even talk to them? Lying was just easier for me than telling you the truth. And the Chariot, but here they come. They may very well just show up on your doorstep. With the Magician on the bottom of the deck. They're manifesting a reconciliation. Wow. All right, guys, that's what I got for you. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. I love to hear all your comments. Let me know how this resonated for you. And in the meantime, I am sending you all tons and tons and tons of love and light. And I'm going to do my best to keep up these readings. And I will see you back soon. Have a great weekend, everybody.